I'm going to show you two things in this video. First of all, I'm going to show you how to make Turtle write words instead of having to draw everything out. And the second thing I'm going to show you is how to use a list to put letters into the list and then let Turtle write out those letters. Anyway, let's just get started. I think it'll be easier. So first of all, I'm going to create a function that creates the turtle. Oops. Create turt. Oops, my goodness, typing. All right, so I'm gonna create Crush. And for this, because I'm not gonna have Crush draw anything, I'm gonna have him pick the pen up because we don't need to like draw out a shape. And I'm also going to hide the turtle this time. I don't care about the shape of the turtle. In fact, I don't want it to be there. So I'm gonna hide the turtle. And for this one, I'm going to change the color just to show you we can do things differently. I'll make this one red. And now here's how we make Crush write something. We're going to actually write the word write. And then in quotes here, I'm going to tell it what to write. Welcome to my word speller. And if I just run this right now, I'll just show you it's kind of small. So let me just call create turt. It's kind of small when it prints it out. It's tiny. So we can change that up here. After I put what I want to write, I can change the font. And I'll just use Arial for now. And I want it to be a little bit bigger. So I want it to be 20 pixels instead. So if I run this now, it's a little bit bigger. You can place the turtle wherever you want before it spells, but I'm not going to spend that time. Now, for the next thing I wanted to do, now I want to spell something else. I'm going to spell out another word below this. So I want to get the turtle, I want to get Crush set up to do that. So I'm going to turn Crush to the right 90 degrees. So I'm going to move him out of the way. Because if I didn't, let me just spell something else. Let me just have him write something else. And I'll make this a little bit bigger so it'll be obvious. So if I run this, it says welcome to my word speller and then puts hello right over the top because we haven't moved the turtle out of the way. So I'm going to move the turtle out of the way, get him ready to spell something else. Crush dot, I'm going to turn him to the right 90 degrees and I'm going to move him forward. I'm just going to go 50. I mean, my font was 20, so 50 should be enough. And then I'll turn him back to the left again so that he will spell the words out in the right direction. So I'll turn him left 90 degrees. Okay, we're all set. We've created the turtle. Now we're going to move on to the function that will write the words. So I'm going to create a function. I'll call this the write letters function, and I'm going to pass Crush into that function. So now this will be writing the letters. So this is the write letters function. Oops, I need to define it. Oops, oh my goodness. Write letters function. I'm going to accept Crush into that function. Now I need to do two things. I'm going to define a list, and you'll need to do the same thing in your assignment. I'm going to define a list. I'm going to call this my letter list. And it's going to be empty. So I'm just going to do the hard brackets. For me, I'm just going to create a word. You are going to ask the user for a word, but I'm not going to do that part here. I'm just going to create a word. Now comes the fun part. We're going to use a different kind of loop today. Not a loop that says do this many times. We're going to do a loop that's called iteration. In other words, this loop is going to go through that word one letter at a time. That's iteration, going through one at a time. So we're going to say for, and instead of using I this time, I'm going to say for the letters in word. So we're going to say for each letter that's in that word, I want to put each letter in the list. So letter list dot append each of those letters that we're looping through. So I'm putting each one of these letters, and those letters will be the H, the O, the L, I, the E, and A. and it will put it into the list. So now if I back up out of this and I just print the letter list, I just want to show you what happens so you can understand what that command just did. So if I run this, welcome to my word speller, and then here we are, each letter, H, the O, the L, the I, the D, the A, the Y, all separate now. Okay, so now the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna loop through this list. So we're gonna take each one of those letters in the list, and we're going to ask Turtle to write those letters. So for each thing, you can use any variable you want here. For things, whatever you want. But I like each because it's like each thing in the letter list. So you're going to go grab each one of the items that's in that list, the H, the O, the L, the I, the D, and the A, and we're going to have Crush write those letters. So crush.write, and we're going to have them write each one. So notice no quotes because it's a variable this time. And for the font, you don't have to use Arial. I'm going to use Comic Sans because who doesn't like Comic Sans? But you have to use Comic Sans MS with capitals. And I'm going to make them 30, so I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. And I'm just going to do that for now, and I want to show you what happens. So I'm going to run it. There's my word speller. And then it put all of the letters right on top of each other. So what we have to do is we have to move Crush. After it writes the first letter, we have to move it forward. And I used 30, so let's move it like 35. Let's just see how that looks. So he'll go forward and then he'll draw the next letter. He'll go forward, he'll draw the next letter. For each letter in that list, he's going to write it. He's going to move forward, then he's going to go to the next one. So let's do this again. Welcome to my word speller. Holiday. Okay, there we go. That's the end. Now, your turn. Go get the name of the user and have Crush spell it out for them. In any color. Color would be nice. So feel free to change the colors. I could have changed the color here for Crush. If we made it blue, for example, and then run it again. Welcome to my word speller, and then holiday spelled in blue. All right, I'm done now, I promise. Go.